Today we're breaking down The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Have you ever noticed how the same types of problems keep showing up in your life, no matter how hard you try to change? How some people attract success effortlessly while you're working twice as hard for half the results? And why your conscious goals keep getting sabotaged by invisible patterns you can't seem to break. Dr. Joseph Murphy discovered through decades of studying the mind that there's a hidden mental law operating 24/7 in your life. Your subconscious mind is like a garden that grows whatever seeds you plant, whether those seeds are empowering beliefs or self-sabotaging patterns. In this video, you will learn 7 practical techniques to take control of your subconscious programming, including the scientific prayer method that bypasses conscious resistance, and why forgiveness might be the most powerful reprogramming tool you've never used. Watch till the end to understand how to finally break free from limiting patterns and install new beliefs that automatically create the outcomes you actually want, not through positive thinking alone, but through scientifically proven mental techniques. Lesson number 1. How beliefs are formed. This first principle explains exactly how you got programmed with the beliefs running your life right now, and why changing them requires more than just wanting to change. Every belief you hold was installed through repetition and emotional intensity. When you were a child, adults made statements about you, about money, about relationships, about what's possible. You heard these statements repeated by parents, teachers, media, society. Each repetition carved a deeper groove in your subconscious. The statements that came with strong emotion installed fastest. When your parents said, "Money doesn't grow on trees," with frustration, that emotion acted like superglue for the belief. When a teacher said, "You're not good at math," with disappointment, you absorbed that as truth. Murphy explains that your subconscious accepted these statements uncritically because the critical faculty of your conscious mind wasn't fully developed. You were essentially hypnotized by authority figures. Their words became your beliefs, and their beliefs became your limitations. But here's what changes everything. Your subconscious doesn't care where beliefs come from or whether they're true. It simply accepts what's repeated with feeling. The poverty consciousness from your family, the unworthiness from your religion, the impossibility from your culture. These aren't truths. They're just suggestions that got accepted through repetition. The good news is the same mechanism that installed limiting beliefs can install empowering ones. Repetition plus emotion equals programming. Your subconscious will accept new suggestions the same way it accepted the old ones. Think about a belief that's limiting you right now. Where did it come from? Who first suggested it? Recognizing that it's just an old suggestion, not truth, is the first step to changing it. You've been walking around with borrowed beliefs, operating on someone else's programming. Which brings us to the technique for replacing old beliefs. Lesson number 2. The law of substitution. This law is your most practical tool for reprogramming. You cannot hold 2 contradictory thoughts simultaneously. So replace negative thoughts immediately with positive ones. Murphy teaches that trying to suppress a negative thought only strengthens it. When you say, "Don't think about a pink elephant," what do you think about? The pink elephant. Fighting negative thoughts gives them energy. Trying to push them away makes them stronger. The solution is substitution. The moment you catch a negative thought, immediately replace it with its positive opposite. Don't fight the negative. Starve it by feeding the positive. Worried about money? Don't try to stop worrying. Instead, immediately shift to thinking about abundance, about past times when money showed up, about feeling financially secure. You're not denying reality. You're redirecting your mental energy. The subconscious is like a garden. You can't just pull weeds. You must plant flowers. Nature abhors a vacuum. Remove a negative thought, and another negative thought fills the space. But plant a positive thought, and it crowds out the negative. But here's the technique that makes this actually work. Have prepared substitution thoughts ready. Don't wait until you're spiraling to figure out what positive thought to think. Write down your common negative patterns and their positive opposites now. When "I'm not good enough" appears, immediately substitute "I am constantly improving and becoming more capable." Make this automatic through practice. Every single time, no exceptions, you catch a negative thought, substitute immediately. The first week, you'll catch yourself 10 times. The second week, 50 times. By week 4, substitution becomes automatic. You're literally rewiring neural pathways. The key is speed. Don't analyze the negative thought. Don't journal about why you feel this way. Don't give it any energy. Acknowledge it exists and immediately substitute. The faster you substitute, the less power the negative thought has. Which brings us to the most powerful reprogramming technique. Lesson number 3, scientific prayer. This technique bypasses all conscious resistance and speaks directly to your subconscious in the language it understands best. Present tense acceptance. Murphy's scientific prayer isn't religious begging or hoping. It's a psychological technique of claiming your desire as already accomplished in your mind. You're impressing your subconscious with the end result, not the wish for the end result. Traditional prayer says, "Please let me get healthy," or "I hope I find abundance." This programs lack and waiting. Scientific prayer says, "Thank you for my perfect health," or "I am abundant now." You're claiming the end state as current reality. The formula is simple. Get relaxed, close your eyes, and feel your desire as already accomplished. Don't visualize the process of getting it. Feel the satisfaction of having it. Stay in this feeling state for 5 to 10 minutes. This is how you impress the subconscious. Your conscious mind will protest. "But this isn't true. I don't have this yet." Ignore that voice. You're not talking to your conscious mind. You're programming your subconscious, which doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined and actual reality. But here's what most people get wrong. They do this technique once and expect instant results. Scientific prayer works through repetition creating belief. Do this practice morning and night for 30 days minimum. You're dissolving old patterns and installing new ones. This takes consistent impression. The emotional component is critical. Just saying words does nothing. You must feel grateful for already having what you desire. Feel the relief, the joy, the satisfaction, as if it's done. The feeling is what impresses the subconscious, not the words. After your prayer session, release it completely. Don't spend the rest of your day checking if it's working. Trust the process the way you trust that seeds grow underground before you see sprouts. Your job is to plant the seed through prayer, then let the subconscious do its work. Which brings us to emotional clearing. Lesson number 4, forgiveness as reprogramming. This might be the most overlooked technique in the book. Forgiveness isn't about being nice. It's about removing subconscious blocks that prevent your good from flowing to you. Murphy explains that resentment, grudges, and blame are poison to your subconscious. When you hold resentment towards someone, you're tying yourself to them energetically. You're giving them free rent in your mind, and that mental space could be creating your desires instead. Every time you replay a grievance, you're impressing your subconscious with victim consciousness. You're programming powerlessness. The person you resent might be living their best life while you're internally replaying their offense. Who's actually being punished? But forgiveness isn't about condoning wrong behavior or reconciling with harmful people. It's about releasing the mental poison that's blocking your own good. You forgive for yourself, not for them. Murphy's forgiveness technique is powerful and practical. Whenever someone bothers you or you replay past hurts, do this. Mentally say, "I fully and freely forgive you. I release you and let you go. I wish you well." Repeat until the emotional charge dissipates. But here's the deeper truth. The people who trigger you most are showing you your own subconscious beliefs. If someone's success bothers you, you have a belief about your own limitations. If someone's words devastate you, you already believed something similar about yourself. They're mirrors showing you your programming. This is why forgiving others heals you. You're not actually forgiving them. You're releasing the limiting belief they triggered. The external person is just the screen. The real movie is your internal belief system. Practice radical forgiveness. Forgive your parents for their mistakes. They were operating on their own faulty programming. Forgive yourself for past failures. You were doing your best with the awareness you had. Forgive everyone who hurt you. Holding on to it only hurts you. Make this a daily practice. Before sleep, mentally review your day. Anyone you resent, immediately forgive. Don't let resentment compound overnight when your subconscious is most impressionable. Which brings us to relationship patterns. Lesson number 5. Relationships and subconscious patterns. This lesson reveals why you keep attracting the same relationship problems and how your subconscious beliefs about love determine who shows up in your life. Murphy teaches that your dominant subconscious beliefs about relationships act like a magnet, attracting people who match those beliefs. If you believe all the good ones are taken, you'll unconsciously filter out available partners. If you believe, I'm not worthy of real love, you'll attract people who can't fully commit. Think about your relationship history. See the pattern? Different faces, same dynamic. That's not coincidence. That's your subconscious faithfully creating what you believe about relationships. Your parents' relationship programmed you more than you realize. If they fought constantly, you might believe relationships equal conflict. If one was distant, you might recreate that emotional unavailability. If they divorced, you might have a hidden belief that love doesn't last. The person you keep attracting is literally a match for your subconscious programming. Change the programming, and different people appear. Or the same people behave differently around you because you're resonating at a different frequency. But here's the reprogramming technique. Create a clear, detailed mental picture of your ideal relationship. Not the person's appearance, the feeling of the relationship. How do you feel in this relationship? Secure? Cherished? Free? Build this feeling state in your imagination. Practice feeling this way now before the relationship appears. Your subconscious doesn't know if you're experiencing this with a real person or in imagination. Feel it vividly enough, and your subconscious accepts it as true and begins attracting matching circumstances. Release relationships that don't match your new programming. If you're claiming, I deserve a healthy, loving partnership, but staying in a toxic relationship, you're contradicting yourself. Your subconscious receives mixed signals. Sometimes leaving the wrong relationship is how you make space for the right one. Which brings us to habit formation. Lesson number 6, the subconscious and habits. This principle explains how habits work at the subconscious level and why willpower alone never creates lasting change. Every habit you have, good or bad, is a program running automatically in your subconscious. You don't consciously decide to bite your nails, check your phone, or procrastinate. These behaviors run on autopilot because they've been repeated enough to become subconscious patterns. Murphy explains that the subconscious loves efficiency. Any behavior repeated consistently becomes automatic, so your conscious mind can focus elsewhere. This is brilliant for beneficial habits and devastating for destructive ones. The key to changing habits isn't willpower, it's reprogramming. Willpower is conscious mind trying to override subconscious programming. That's exhausting and ultimately fails. Instead, you must install new subconscious programs. The technique: don't try to stop bad habits. Install new habits that replace them. Want to stop scrolling social media? Don't focus on stopping. Focus on the new behavior: reading, exercising, creating. Program the replacement habit into your subconscious through repetition and emotional connection. But here's what accelerates habit formation. Use your subconscious's most receptive times, morning upon waking and night before sleep. Spend 5 minutes visualizing yourself effortlessly performing your desired habit. See yourself enjoying it. Feel the satisfaction. Make it emotionally rewarding in your imagination. Your subconscious learns through repetition, but it learns faster through emotion. Associate intense positive emotion with your desired habit. Make it feel good in your imagination before you even do it in reality. This pre-programmed success. Give new habits 30 days minimum before judging results. The first week, you're conscious and awkward. The second week, it's getting easier. By week 4, it's becoming automatic. By week 8, it's fully subconscious. You do it without thinking. Which brings us to the fear elimination technique. Lesson number 7, eliminating fear. This final technique addresses the root cause of most subconscious sabotage. Fear that's been programmed into your subconscious and runs automatically. Murphy identifies fear as the greatest enemy of human potential. Not rational concern about real danger. Subconscious fear patterns that trigger automatically and sabotage your success. Fear of failure. Fear of success. Fear of rejection. Fear of being seen. These fears aren't based on present reality. They're old programs, usually from childhood experiences, that your subconscious generalized into permanent patterns. You failed once at age 8, and your subconscious created a global "I'm a failure" program that still runs at 35. Fear lives in imagination, specifically, imagining negative outcomes with emotional intensity. When you worry, you're literally practicing failure in your mind. You're running the fear program, strengthening it with each repetition. The elimination technique is simple but requires discipline. Every time fear arises, immediately reject it and affirm the opposite. I reject this fear. I am confident and capable. I trust in my ability to handle whatever comes. But here's what makes this actually work. Don't wait for fear to feel gone before taking action. Act despite fear, and fear diminishes. Your subconscious learns from your actions more than your thoughts. When you act courageously despite fear, you're reprogramming fear into confidence through behavior. Face small fears regularly to build your courage muscle. Every time you do something slightly uncomfortable, you're teaching your subconscious that fear's warnings are unreliable. The more you prove fear wrong through action, the less power it has. Use Murphy's fear elimination affirmation before sleep. I am completely free from fear. I am surrounded by divine protection. Infinite intelligence guides me. I am safe, secure, and confident. Repeat until you feel calm, then sleep on it. Understand that most fear is really just unfamiliarity dressed up as danger. Your subconscious flags anything new as potentially dangerous. As you gain experience, the fear evaporates. That's not courage growing. That's your subconscious recognizing safety through repetition. Here's your immediate action plan to start using your subconscious power. First, identify your most limiting belief right now. Where did it come from? Recognize it's just an old suggestion, not truth. This awareness begins dissolving its power. Second, create your scientific prayer for one specific desire. Get clear on the end state. Feel it as already accomplished, and practice this feeling state morning and night for the next 30 days. Third, implement the law of substitution immediately. Every negative thought gets instantly replaced with its positive opposite. No exceptions. Do this consistently for 1 week and watch how your mental state transforms. Because here's what Murphy proved through thousands of cases. Your subconscious mind doesn't care about your past, your circumstances, or your limitations. It only cares about what you're programming into it right now. Give it empowering suggestions consistently, and it creates matching results automatically. You're not a victim of your past programming. You're the programmer. Start writing better code today. Remember, Your subconscious is listening to every thought. Make sure you're programming success, not sabotage. For more book summaries that give you actionable takeaways without the fluff, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.